Hello and welcome to FPL Mate, your best mate for fantasy Premier League content for the 2020-21 season. My name is Dan, and today we're doing a Gameweek 27 deadline stream. Sorry, I'm in a different location. I'm in a different location right now, and also that's kind of why I'm a few minutes late. Basically, my dear sweet fiance is on night shifts at the hospital at the moment, so she is sleeping in the room. Well, the only room, the bedroom, where I usually record and do streams and stuff like that. I have to do that in the bedroom. So I have relocated for 1 day only. Hopefully you can still see me pretty well. The lighting's actually not that bad. I was trying to fiddle with it this morning just to see if I can get myself looking, I don't know, visible. The lighting is arguably better in here, but I've not got my purple lights and stuff, which I like to have. But it's not too bad. It's not too bad. So, guys, today we're going to talk a little bit about my team. We're going to talk a little bit about any injuries and team selection dilemmas and answer some of your questions. We're going to do a quick fire round at the end of the stream, as we always do. I'm going to answer 100 questions within the space of 5 minutes. And also, guys, you can see I've got my team in front of you today. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Hang on. Oh, I really feel like I need to sneeze. You ever get that feeling when you really, really think you need to sneeze and you're not resting until that sneeze is out of your nose? Oh, God. We'll get past it, I'm sure. Right. So, hang on. If I just... I'm not completely organised today, guys, but we will get there. So, we have got a super chat already from Viswanath. He says, "Hey Dan, please, before you start talking about football, what is the song that plays before the stream? Thank you so much." The song that plays before the stream is... I'll have to find the name of the song. In fact, it might even be in my OBS. Hang on. Hang on, let me find it. It's a song. It's not on a chart song, an official song or anything like that. It's a royalty-free song that I get with... I pay a subscription, basically, to add music to my videos, so that I can add any music I like from their massive library of music. Epidemic Sound, it's pretty good. It costs, I think, £9.99 a month, and I can use the music from them in all videos and streams and stuff like that. So it's just a song from there. But I will try and find the link, and I'll post it on Twitter, if you like. So yeah, follow me on Twitter at FPLmate, and I will find that song and I'll post it on there later. And you can go have yourself a little listen. We've also got a cat today. Also got a cat in the house. Say hello. There we go. But there you go. That is the song. That's this first super chat down. Thank you very much for that. Let's say hello to any members. Who have we got today? Let's have a scroll through. We've got Sophie Watts, good morning. Johnny Rock. More Sophie Watts there. Dan Cross is here. The mod man himself. Yeah, just we got loads of people in. Loads of people. Right. Moldy's here, of course. Okay, so let's start off by talking about... Do you have a cat allergy, Dan? Yeah, maybe it's that's making me want to sneeze. No, I don't. I've had him for 2 years, so you would hope by now that I would be used to his fur. Morning Ronan O as well, and Badger's here as well. So let's go through my team. So I made 2 transfers this week, guys. I obviously did Bruno Fernandes out. I don't know if any of you guys are also going for Bruno Fernandes out this week. Has anyone else taken him out? Maybe anyone's taken out Salah. Bruno and Salah, the 2 guys. The surprise guys that perhaps a lot of people are getting rid of at the moment. Brought in De Bruyne and also did a second transfer because I needed to free up a Man City space. And the obvious one to me, the obvious one to you guys as well, I put on Twitter, I made a little poll that said, who will score the most points out of Gundogan, Cancelo and Stones? Those were the 3 Man City players that I had. And you guys answered that poll on Twitter, and it pretty much came up with the same answer as I had in my head anyway. But I did just want to check it with you guys to see if I was being biased or whatever. But yeah, it's a Gundogan most amount of points, then Cancelo, then Stones. The issue with Stones is that he is now a rotation risk, like a real rotation risk, and it's been worrying me. I say worrying. It's kind of been playing on my mind for a while now that he is kind of rotating every other game with Laporte. We've got Nathan Ake coming back to fitness now as well. And it's kind of made me just think, he's in a double game week. You kind of want to have a player that is playing both pretty guaranteed. There's no point in having a double game week if your player is only going to play one out of the 2 games. And that seems to be the consistent case with John Stones. He only plays 1 game since Laporte's been back. So it's like, okay, easy to get rid of there. He probably plays against Manchester United anyway, which is arguably the harder fixture. I mean, yes, John Stones scored last game week, but his underlying stats suggest that he's not shooting very often at all. So, not likely to happen again anytime soon. So he was the one to be sacrificed. I brought in Lewis Dunk, who is very nice for game week 29 against Newcastle. He's also got this nice fixture this game week against Leicester. You know, Leicester are missing Harvey Barnes, they're missing Maddison, they're missing Justin. Vardy has played 100 games in a row, despite the fact that he's 38 years old. So, and also Brighton, quite literally, still, I mean, it's looking better by the game week. They are on recent form. Expected goals conceded, the second best defence in the league after Man City. So Brighton defenders still important. Matthew Vaughan here says, hey mate, I'm thinking Diaz for captain because I see 2 clean sheets incoming and he's fixed to play. I think Gundogan and Cancelo might not play both. Yeah, I think I'd agree with you there, to be honest. Diaz is looking like a genuinely really nice captain option this week. If there's ever a time to captain a defender, it probably is now, to be fair. So perhaps go for Diaz. Because, you know, like you say, Gundogan, I do think Gundogan and Cancelo will play both games. I do think they will. I can't be certain on that. In fact, I can't even be nearly certain on that. But if I had to guess, I would say that they probably do play both games, both Cancelo and Gundogan. However, Diaz's chances of playing both games are much higher. Now, you could say Diaz is due a rest, and I kind of understand that, but I kind of feel like if Diaz was going to get a rest, I would say that would be against Fulham in game week 28, and then he'd play in the Champions League. So he'd be rested before the Champions League game. So I do think Diaz will play both games. I do think, you know, Manchester United against big teams don't score. That's kind of the plain truth at the moment. Southampton, not looking great in attack right now, really, you'd have to say. So a double clean sheet looks pretty likely for Diaz. So 12 points you're looking at there. 12 points for Diaz. If Man City don't score many goals, you could get a bonus point or 2. 13 points, maybe 14 points. And if you're really lucky, you get a goal or an assist, and we could be looking a little bit higher. So it's a pretty safe, pretty decent shout for a captain. It really is. De Bruyne, Gundogan, probably much higher ceilings, to be honest, this game week, but a bit riskier. So Diaz, sensible pick, man. Yeah, go for it, Matthew. But yeah, I am on De Bruyne. I do think he has the highest ceiling, probably, of all the Man City players. Arguably, you say Gundogan has a higher ceiling, but I feel like De Bruyne is more likely to play both games. He is the main man, really, you know, set pieces. Is he going to be back on penalties now he's back? Maybe. We'll see about that, won't we? I'm not 100% sure. He's the main creative force. I did take a hit, yes, to do this. I think it's worth it, though, because, you know, I'm taking a hit to bring in a captain and a player I really want for the game week, so I think it's pretty good. Not massively worried about KDB getting rested, to be honest. Like I said, the same thing with Diaz. If KDB is getting rested, it's probably against Fulham in game week 28 rather than this in game week 27. I mean, obviously, this is just guesswork. This is Pep Roulette, after all. we can never be 100% sure of how and when Pep Guardiola is going to bench certain players and rotate certain players. It's really hard to get it right, but we can at least try. You've got to at least try, haven't you? And this is kind of what I'm trying to predict a little bit here. So we'll see. Oh, there you go. Matthew NYWF. I can't even read. Am I dyslexic this morning? I think I might be. Matthew YNWA says, at FPL, mate, the song is called Middle and End by The Fade. That's absolutely correct, yeah. I have that song in my editing software every day, so I probably shouldn't memorise the name of the song by now, but I haven't. But yes, that is the name of the song, so anyone who wants to go check out that song that I use in my intro for streams, I use it in my outro for videos as well. The song is called Middle and End by The Fade. There you go. Go check it out. It's no lyrics or anything like that, so depends on what you're after, really. So yes, guys, I've got vice captain on Son just because he's in good form. I think, guys, if you don't have Son, maybe he's another player you should consider bringing in this game week. Sons and Kanes and that's going to be a useful player to bring in. Maybe Antonio is a useful player to bring in this game week as well. There's a few players that I'd quite like for this game week, to be honest. Can't get them all. I'm going to go for... I've already gone for De Bruyne, though. Because I am trying to go a bit differential. I still don't want to go... I want to... Differentials are kind of working out right now as well. That's the kind of thing. So don't be afraid to go a bit differential. De Bruyne is pretty lowly owned. He's going to be pretty lowly captained. He's going to be a really good differential, I think. He really is. As is Lewis Dunk. Jay Ver says, Bruno and Cancelo for KDB, captain, and Reguilon for -4. Got DS already. I'm feeling aggressive like you, Dan. Dude, if you're feeling aggressive... The only issue is I would not be massively keen on getting rid of Cancelo. I would genuinely probably rather get rid of Gundogan over Cancelo, to be honest. Maybe that's a little controversial. But yeah, I understand. I like Reguilon. I do like the Reguilon pick. I really do. But yeah, if you're feeling aggressive, yeah, do this transfer. But think about maybe taking out Gundogan rather than Cancelo, and see who you can bring in instead of Gundogan that perhaps you quite like. Because if there is a player you quite like that slots in for Gundogan, you maybe go for an Aston Villa midfielder or something like that. Wolves at home is a really good fixture, by the way. Wolves defensively not looking too sharp at the moment, so don't be afraid of this Wolves fixture if you do want to go for an Aston Villa player. Even though Aston Villa aren't in great form, but yeah, just putting that out there. Mr. Venom says Diaz/Cancelo to Dunk and Bruno to KDB, or Gundogan to Lookman and Bruno to KDB. Also, I've still got my triple captain and don't know when to use it. KDB triple captain. I don't know if this is the amazing triple captain game week. If I had my triple captain right now, I probably wouldn't be playing it personally. That's not to say you shouldn't, though, because you should go with your gut. It's really difficult for me to tell you when to play triple captain because it's really difficult to predict. Most people thought last game week on Kane was the ideal week to triple captain. You got 8 points, which isn't too bad, but you want a lot more, really. You want a lot more from your triple captain in an ideal world. So yeah, try and go with your gut. I don't think there's a foolproof answer to that one, if I'm honest. If you really like it, then put a ring on it. As for Diaz/Cancelo to Dunk, I would just keep Diaz and Cancelo, to be honest. Those are good picks. So keep those guys. Bruno to KDB, I guess you kind of have to go for Gundogan to do that. I don't know, I just feel like Diaz and Cancelo are players I'd still want to hold on to, if I'm honest. The only reason I did it is because I was sacrificing Stones, which is obviously a lesser sacrifice, I guess. Barry O here says, take out a benched Aaron Wan-Bissaka for Tierney or roll over transfer. Love the content. Thank you very much, Barry. the thing is with Tierney is that he is so injury prone, he is so rotation prone, and with Arsenal focusing a lot of their attention on the Europa League, particularly, and I'm guessing you want Tierney for game week 29, where Tierney plays a lot of other players blank, but Tierney plays in game week 29, right? The problem is there that Arsenal play in the Europa League sort of 2.5 days before they then play in the Champions in the Premier League. So Arsenal are probably going to field their strongest 11 in the Europa League, which is going to include Kieran Tierney. Does that mean potentially that Tierney gets a rest in game week 29? Possibly. Like a genuine possibility. I would say that Tierney in game week 29 is a rotation risk. Like truly. I get that it might be quite nice for this fixture. It's difficult with a player like Kieran Tierney because he rotates, he gets injured. That's kind of always put me off him a little bit. I don't understand why you'd want to go for him. Maybe there's a more sensible option somewhere that you could go for. I don't know. Sort of Reguilon might be a quite nice player to go for a similar player, similar price. Sorry. You know, Lewis Dunk maybe. But perhaps, to be honest, I would just roll the transfer because it sounds like you're benching him anyway. If you're benching him anyway, don't worry about it. I would perhaps just roll the transfer. You know, you might want Wan-Bissaka next week for Aaron Wan-Bissaka anyway. Someone said, what are my subs? So let's just do that. And I've just got a message saying my voice is quite far behind. Let's see if I can fix that. Just change the scene and back. Can it reset me? Can I turn off my camera and back on again? Hello? No, we're still delayed. Yeah, and there's nothing really I can do about it, to be honest. We'll just have to... Hopefully you can just listen to me. We've got another super chat. Where is that gone? Oh, I'm lagging all over the place now. I shouldn't have messed about with that. Alright, so Qatari1999 says Martinez, Cancelo, Diaz, Aina, White, Fernandes, Gundogan, Salah, Rafinha, Bamford and Watkins, Rashford, DCL, so far benched. That's a lot of players. Keep Bruno, any advice? You're saying you want to keep Bruno, I'm guessing. I don't think that you should feel any... I mean, that's a pretty similar team to me, to be honest. There's a lot of value in that, though. That's difficult. Well, I would say that Spurs should be the team you're going for. Bruno Fernandes to Son seems like the obvious transfer, or Rashford to Son if you can afford to do that. That's probably what I'd do. Yeah, get Heung-min Son in, sacrificing either Bruno Fernandes or Rashford. Actually, that was fairly easy in the end. There you go, Qatari. Hopefully that helps, man. Preston Chirao says Bale or Son for Bruno. Oh, well, similar situation. Son is by far the more sensible pick. By far the more sensible pick. If you are feeling really risky and really want a differential, go for Bale. But arguably, Bale doesn't really offer you any more than Son does, and yet is more rotation prone. So there's an argument to say just go for Son. I would probably only be looking at Bale if I already had Son, which I do, to be fair. So if I was to get another Spurs midfielder, you know, then perhaps I'd look at Bale because I've already got Son. But yeah, that's kind of the thing there. I would only really look at getting in Bale if you already got Son. If you haven't got Son, just go for him. Go for it. Johnny Rock says, hey Dan, happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you, Johnny. Bench Bruno or Bamford. I think you just kind of... There's a lot of argument to say just go for Bruno just because of the quality of the player. Yeah, it's a really difficult one. Ideally, you wouldn't bench either of them. I don't think there's anything wrong with benching Bruno, though. But, you know, there's that chance of a penalty. This is the Bruno thing, is it? Is that he somehow flukes some FPL points out of somewhere. That's kind of the situation, isn't it? So that's kind of, you've got to kind of play that aspect as well. Bamford, on the other hand, I don't mind Bamford for this game week because West Ham concede a few aerial chances. That means Rafinha getting in crosses is going to be on for assists. Bamford potentially getting some headed chances in the air could be okay. There's argument to say play Bamford over Bruno, but to be honest, they could both easily blank quite easily this game week. So flip a coin, man. Flip a coin. If it was me, I would probably go for Bamford, but I would be really scared of Bruno returning if I was to do that. But I'm playing quite risky, so I guess that's why. HB says Stones for White. If Stones for Dunk, I'll be 0.2 short of getting De Bruyne. But Stones for White would work well for me. Backline this game week, White, Dallas and Cancelo. Yeah, Ben White, there's nothing wrong with getting Ben White. He is a really good value. 4.4 million, I think he still is. Really good value there. He's got a good fixture in Newcastle in game week 29. I mean, I brought him in because I was targeting that. To be honest, I was targeting a few other games as well. West Brom, Crystal Palace. I really thought Brighton would get clean sheets in those games. And to be fair, they probably should have got clean sheets in those games. But never mind, we won't dwell on that too much. Leicester is a good fixture. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing Stones for Ben White, to be honest, and bringing in De Bruyne. It's pretty similar to what I've done anyway. It's pretty nice. Yeah, go for it, man. Go for it. There you go. I think a few people have asked the same question. There. There you go. Who in for Barnes? He's injured. Go watch the video. I made a video earlier this week which just talked about loads of Barnes replacements. Just skim through it if you like. FPL mate, I've done Pepe in for Barnes. He's only 1% owned and 400k rank, so I want to move up. Could be interesting. Pepe's sort of in and out of the team though, isn't he? And he's so inconsistent. But could, on his day, it can work out. Adam Doran says Dan Burnish 4.2 million and he started the last 6. Yeah, I have been looking at him. The thing is, I'm just worried about, if the one game he misses is game week 29, then it's all for nothing, isn't it? So I'd rather pick someone who's pretty nailed on. Otherwise, I would go for him. A few people mentioning Veltman as well at Brighton. Is Veltman still 4.3 million? I had a look at him as well. The issue with Veltman is that he's playing right wing back, which is fantastic right now. But Tariq Lamptey coming back into the team is kind of going to mean Veltman perhaps drops to the bench, or at least on some games drops to the bench. So you got that situation when Lamptey's back, that threatens Veltman's place in the team, or maybe it threatens Dan Burns' place in the team. I kind of want that security. I kind of want that security. I need Pepe to be on his day-to-day. Well, I saw a post saying that if Pepe is wearing white tape on his finger, then he will play well. So check out when the Arsenal game kicks off. See if Pepe is wearing white tape on his finger. If he is, then he's on for a haul. Should I play Leno as a differential over Martinez? I don't think there's much in it, to be honest. Going for Martinez is definitely the safer pick. Louis says Lamptey is likely out for the rest of the season. Is that right? Okay, well, maybe something's changed. To be honest, the last time I did a read-up on this was when I brought in Ben White, which was a couple of weeks ago now, and that said that Lamptey was looking to be back, around now, actually. maybe he should already be out. Is Lamptey really out for the rest of the season? Because if so, that is awful. Let's have a look. I do want to verify that before I kind of spread that information publicly. Well, yeah, it looks like he's certainly out. Yeah, hamstring injury, unknown return date. Yeah, that's good enough for me to say he's out for a while. Okay, maybe he's not back quite yet. Veltman could be the guy then. I'm kind of wishing I went for him. That was kind of my my first choice, and I got a bit worried because I thought Lamptey would be back, but that was a few weeks ago, so I didn't have the information. That's fine, though. Mo Salah's with a super chat. Transfer J-Lings in for Barnes and bench one of Target, Watkins, Rafinha, Salah, or Bruno. If so, who? Bench Target, Watkins, Rafinha, Salah, or Bruno. That's really tough. Maybe Bruno. I think maybe Bruno's the one you want to bench there, which is really tough. Really tough, isn't it? I wouldn't bench Watkins. All the rest, there's arguments to say bench them. It's really tough. Me, in my risky ways right now, I'm happy to sacrifice Bruno from my team, so I'm happy to bench him as well. So perhaps that's the play. Yeah, perhaps that is the play. And I've got a super chat from Akin there as well. Let's have a look. Where did that go? Akin says, what do you make of Chelsea versus Everton? 0-0. Honestly, I think that's every Chelsea game is kind of, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not massively enjoying Chelsea at the moment. I think it's quite boring, low scoring games. Yeah, I'm not really massively keen on any of their attacking assets, if I'm honest. I mean, there's an argument for Mount, but maybe Mount is someone to consider in a few game weeks' time rather than right now. Everton kind of not been amazing in attack. They seem to be kind of set piece merchants a little bit. Crosses and set pieces seem to be the main way of creating chances. And I don't think Chelsea are going to let that happen. I think it's just going to be a boring 0-0, maybe 1-0 to Chelsea. 1-1 would be the most exciting that game gets. And, I wouldn't really be backing many players to score in that game at all. So you players like DCL, for example, not really interested in playing DCL in my own team because I don't think Everton will score in this game. And it's going to be a boring 0-0 or a 1-0. So it's difficult. You never know, though. I mean, if you fancy DCL, you want to back the attacker, then go for it. I can't see there being goals in that. A few people asking me about Salah for captain. I probably should come out and say this. I said this on my last stream, and it did not go down well. But I don't care. I'll say it again. Fulham are not a bad team defensively. Attacking-wise, they're rubbish. But in terms of their defensive capabilities, they are good. So, Salah, out of form. Liverpool, out of form. Fulham, good defensive team. You guys, honestly, try your best. I know it's really, really goes against all intuition, but try and free yourself of the idea that Fulham are a terrible defence. This is not September, October anymore. We're in 2021. 2021? Yeah, that's right, isn't it? I had to check for a second there in my brain. It's 2021, guys. Fulham are a solid defensive team. I said this on my last stream, when was that? Monday? I said Spurs are not scoring a lot of goals against Fulham. People said, no, Fulham are terrible in defence. They're terrible in defence. They're going to let in loads of goals. And once again, they didn't. They're not letting a lot of goals in. They're really not. And the same is going to happen with Liverpool. Honestly, guys, I would not be surprised if Liverpool don't even score against Fulham. I would not be surprised. So, as in terms of Salah for captain, I would be steering well clear of that one. Steer really clear from Salah captain. I really don't like that one. I mean, unless you think I'm talking nonsense, in which case just go with your gut. Just obviously do whatever you want, but there is no chance in hell that I'm going to recommend a Salah captain this game week. No chance. I can't do that. And try and captain a Man City player, to be honest. If you've got Cancelo, Diaz, Gundogan, De Bruyne, any one of those really, sort of, yeah, De Bruyne, Gundogan, Diaz, that would be my top three. Then maybe, you can look at Cancelos and Sterlings and Fodens. If you've got these players in your team, double game week, just go for a double game week player, guys. I would really just go for a double game week player. I say a double game week player. I don't mean Southampton players. Go for a Man City player for captain if you can. Someone says no audio. I can see on my screen there is audio. I know the audio is delayed, annoyingly delayed, but yeah, not too much I can do about that at the moment. But I will fix that as soon as I physically can. But it's not likely to be immediately. I need to get a new PC basically. We'll get there. Elias says, is Son essential? I don't know if he's essential. He's a player that I would recommend having right now, but essential is a strong word. Danica says, is it crazy that I want to bench Cancelo? Yes, that is 100% certified lunatic behaviour. Play Cancelo. Come on. Come on. Let's Talk Football says, what's with the setup change, Dan? My fiance is on night shifts at the moment, and usually I record in the bedroom because that's the only room in the house other than the living room. It's just, this whole house is just a bedroom and a living room. That's the two rooms in the whole house. So, well, flat, apartment, whatever you want to call it. So I've had to move rooms so she can sleep. So I'm just sat on the sofa with a laptop and a coffee table. So that's why this situation is not great. The internet is worse than usual. Yeah, not much I can do, I'm afraid. I Am Shadow says, target also foul. This game week? That's a really tough decision. I would say it depends who you've got in goal. If you've got Martinez in goal already, spread the risk, go for Sofal. There you go. So probably Sofal. Audio is fine. It's not. It's annoyingly slightly delayed. But it's fine. Audio is fine. Maybe you think I was in it. It is. There is noise. Good. Yodan, Sofal or Dallas if I have no West Ham players and 2 Leeds players already? Go for Sofal in that situation, Siang. What about Cancelo captain? Yeah, I think there's argument to say Cancelo captain. For sure. Dallas or Digne, I would probably... it's tricky. It's tricky. Let's Talk Football says, very nice of you, love the dedication. Yeah, got to do the deadline streams, guys. This is, this is one of my favourite things to do a week. This is not a gift from me to you. This is a gift from you to me. I love chatting with you guys about FPL, and yeah, I love doing this. I honestly do. You guys bring me so much joy when I'm doing this kind of stuff. You really do. Sterling captain, yes, definitely. You could definitely say that. Should I buy Mount or Digne? Depends. How sorted are you for game week 29? Have you got any plans for free hits or wildcard? Are you wildcarding soon? Are you thinking long term? Are you thinking short term? It depends on so much. That's why it's kind of difficult to advise individual people on transfers right now, because everyone's situation is slightly different. So, for example, for me, I'm throwing everything at game week 29 because I know I'm not using a chip in game week 29, so I need to cover it with players. And I also know that I'm wildcarding in game week 31. So anything I do in the short term can be purely short-term thinking. So there you go. Thanks to Mrs. SPL while sleeping. Yeah, she's a sleepy one. She's working. She's a nurse, bless her heart, Mrs. FPL. One of the heroes of the nation. So really, really proud of her. So when she needs to sleep because she's working nights, then she needs to sleep. And I'll move my stuff in here and sit on the sofa on a laptop and chat with you guys about FPL. Why not? DCL or Digne? I mean, I've backed Digne over DCL just because I think there's a good chance of that game being a 0-0. I think there's more chance of Everton keeping a clean sheet than there is of DCL scoring, if I'm honest. AD7 says, bench 1, Shaw, Digne, Rafinha and Bamford. Bench 1. That's tricky. I don't actually know who I'd bench out of those. Maybe Luke Shaw? Luke Shaw's been in good... The thing is, I do think there is a slight chance that the Man City Man United game is 0-0. Okay, right. Maybe bench Digne. Oh, no, I don't know. No, that's not even true. I wouldn't want to do that. Bench Luke Shaw. There you go. Bench Luke Shaw. Tough. Uzi Automatic says, thanks for the wildcard template video last game week. 135 points bench boost. Johnston on the bench is all you. Oh, I love it, man. Love it. Yeah, he looked like an okay bench option, didn't he? Go for it, man. Love it. Absolutely love that. Neil says, Bruno out for Bale / Son for a -4. Yes. Actually, to be fair, yes. I probably would do that. Alex Baker says, it's a strange season when I'm nervous about having sold Stones ahead of a double game week. He loves them. What have I done? Yeah, that's it is a strange season. Yeah, you really never know what happens. And Pep Guardiola doesn't help with his persistent rotation that seems random at times, doesn't he? Derv Vineth says, what's some good midfielders to replace Bruno? Well, you can go for De Bruyne. You can go for Son if you don't already have him. You can go for Gareth Bale if you already have Son. You could potentially go for Gundogan if you don't have Gundogan already. Maybe I would probably be, if you want a real massive giant risk, you could go for Aubameyang, but that risk is so enormous that arguably not worth it. So that's why I kind of avoided it. But when Aubameyang plays, if Aubameyang is to play today, which it's a very good chance he does, it could be worth it in an instant. Thoughts on Lingard? Like him a lot. Yeah, spoken about him quite a bit this game week. His underlying stats are crazy. He's shooting so much. He's creating a decent amount of chances. Not Rafinha level amount of chances, but he's creating a decent amount of chances. But he's shooting so much, which is what is so nice. Neil on Yango says, follow-up question, Bale or Son in? If you haven't got Son, go for Son, I would say. That's what I would say. Qatari 199999999 says, bench Aina or White. Love the vid stand. Keep up the great content. Thank you so much, man. I would bench Aina over White. I would start Ben White. You know, although I do think there's a good chance of Fulham keeping a clean sheet, it's more likely, it often is the case, that Fulham just concede one goal and one goal only. I do think Leicester do have a chance of slipping up. You know, Leicester are away from home, which I know they're usually better away from home, but they are kind of lacking Maddison and Barnes, and that makes such a difference. And when your goals are coming from, you know, Ndidi and Iheanacho combining, you know you're probably in a bit of trouble. And that was against Burnley, who are just a tragic defence at the moment. I mean, they're not horrendous, but they're pretty bad. I don't really back them. Lost a lot of confidence. Rip Brighton and Hove Albion, they're so crap attackingly. Yeah, they are. They are. They miss so many. They miss all their good chances. But they do get bad. I just feel like they're so unlucky, Brighton. I feel really bad for them. I feel really bad for Brighton. I wish they would. I wish they'd get a few points because they deserve it. A few people asking about Jota. Not massively keen, if I'm honest. You know, I want to see him play a full game. I want to see where he plays. I want to see the formation. I mean, I do think he probably does need to come back into that Liverpool team just because Liverpool are just doing so badly at the moment. It is crazy how bad Liverpool are right now. Like, who would have thought this would happen? So, yeah, I do think Jota kind of needs to come in. But is he going to come in? Who's he going to replace? Where's he going to play? What's the formation Liverpool going to set up with? Are they going to go back to their kind of 4-2-3-1 type setup? Or I guess that's kind of the formation it was, wasn't it? Or 4-2-4 maybe? I don't know. It remains to be seen. So kind of wait on that one, I think. Don't think it's worth taking a punt yet, unless you're feeling super risky. Of course, guys, if you want to take a risk, then go for a risk. It's just not really somewhere I'd want to be going. Matthew C, welcome to the FPL mate tier. Thank you for joining as a member of the channel. Really appreciated, and enjoy those custom emojis. And I will keep an eye out for your messages in the chat, as I do with all FPL mate YouTube channel members. Kimi Keem says big up from Jamaica. Big up. Amado Bayer says Sterling or Gundo captain. Both good options, really. Who do you feel is going to score more? I would probably go for Gundogan out of those two, I think. But I think Sterling is a good shout as well. So there's not much in it. The problem is Sterling is not in an amazing form right now. Although last game he probably could have got a couple of contributions. It wasn't happening. It wasn't his day, was it? Son in for Bruno and Reguilon in for me from Deep Kundu. Yeah, actually, I don't mind that at all. I think that's pretty good. You'll probably make your points back. You know, your -4, you'll make that back immediately, I think, with those two. So, yeah, really good shout. Go for those as transfers. I like it. Do you think Saka's going to start? I want to say yes. I do think he's going to start. But I don't think he's going to start consistently over the next few weeks. In the Premier League, anyway. In the Europa League, he probably plays every game. Who do I bench? DCL or Lookman? Probably bench Lookman out of those two, I guess. Should I bench Dinya or Veltman? I'd probably bench Dinya maybe out of those two. It's tough though, isn't it? Start Dinya, Dunk or Dallas. I would probably start Dunk out of those. Dan, should I use my triple captain on KDB? I wouldn't be doing it personally. I think there is going to be future game weeks that you might have a slightly better option. KDB is not, you know, I can say I really hope he's going to do well, but there's no underlying stats to prove that he's going to do well. He's only been back for a couple of games. There is a small chance of rotation. There is, you know, he is more of an assister than a goal scorer, and really the points are in goals. His underlying stats don't look great over the last few games that he's been back for. Although I do think he's a really good captain pick, I'm not so confident that I would want to be throwing a triple captain on him. I think there's going to be better options in the future. Can't tell you exactly what they will be. We'll find out with FA Cup games and fixture reschedulings. There will be more double game weeks, I can tell you that. I would not be fully convinced by De Bruyne triple captain, but if you really feel in your gut that it looks good for you, then absolutely 100% you've got to go for it. If you really feel like it goes good, you kind of got to own your own triple captain decision. You really do. So own it. If you want to do it, go for it. But would I be doing it? The answer is no. I would not. I need to try and find some missing super chats, but I'm lagging. So let me. We've got a couple here. Badri says, pick 2 to start from Salah, Rudiger, Dallas, or Watkins. I would start Rudiger. And I would start... Oh my God. Would I bench Salah out of those? You know what? I think I genuinely would play Rudiger and Watkins and bench Salah. Dallas, I would definitely bench. Yeah, honestly, I would genuinely consider benching Salah. Rudiger and Watkins. I mean, try and make a situation where you don't have to bench Salah, because that is a scary, scary proposition. But honestly, if you're asking me who I would think scores the most points this game week, Rudiger and Watkins rank higher than Salah. Yeah, I've got to be honest. So, yeah, it seems crazy, doesn't it? We're talking about benching Salah's and Bruno Fernandes. It just shows how much the template, the meta, is kind of shifting. Let me try and catch up on some super chats, because yeah, I know I'm a little bit behind. Right, here we go. Siddharth says, which one of DCL, Dinya or Veltman should I bench? I would probably bench DCL just because Chelsea's defence is not going anywhere. You know, they are smashing it, aren't they, right now, defensively? So, yeah, DCL, and DCL, to be fair, it's not been an amazing form either, which has kind of been a bit disappointing. So, yeah, I would strongly consider benching DCL out of those guys. Waltzing Matilda says, taking out Diaz to bring in KDB. Should I go for Southampton player to replace Diaz? I probably wouldn't even do that. I really would not want to take out Diaz. I don't think that's worth doing at all, if I'm honest with you. I definitely would not be bringing in Southampton players in either. Even though they've got a double game week, one of their double game weeks, is against Man City, and they're not going to get any returns against Man City. You know, someone's put in the chat, should I captain Diaz? Someone said earlier, I'm captaining Diaz. This is the thing, Diaz is genuinely a really good option for this game week. So I would not be bringing out Diaz to take out Diaz to bring in KDB. I don't think that's worth it. You arguably should be captaining Diaz depending on what your other players are. I would rather switch out Stones. I'd rather switch out Gundogan if I had to. But there's an argument to say if you've already got Diaz, Cancelo, Gundogan, for example, then you're already set. You've already got 3 good Man City players. So, yeah, what's in Matilda? I would not make that transfer. No, I think you're good. I don't know why. Yeah, Neil's just said, why are people taking out Diaz? I have not got a clue. I really would not be doing that. Hamza says Martinez or Johnston in goal. I don't even know who West... Oh, no, don't West Brom play Sheffield United? No, they play Newcastle. There is an argument to say play Johnston, to be fair. There's a strong argument to say play Johnston, because you know what? Newcastle are missing Wilson, Almiron, Alan Saint-Maximin. Yeah, there's real argument to say play Johnston. Could go for it, Hamza. If you fancy a differential, then go for Johnston. Could be a good one. And with that, I think I'm caught up on Super Chats. Let's just double check. Yeah, I'm caught up. Woo! Right, I'll just answer a few more general, longer questions, and then we'll do some quick fire in a minute. Leonie Fielding says, would you captain Gundogan or Kane? I would captain Gundogan out of those two. You know, just back the double game week player. I'm not saying Kane's going to be bad for this game week. I think he'll do well. I do think Kane will do well this game week, but I feel like if you're playing the odds, then go for a Man City player, in my opinion. Because, you know, you double your chances of getting points. In most cases, you know, obviously when this rotation starts getting a bit annoying. But, yeah. Go for a Man City player if you can. You know, we're looking at Cancelo. Right, let me just, before we do the quickfire, I know a lot of you guys are asking about captains. So I'm going to try and tell you right now the order in which I would captain players. So if you have players that I'm about to say, this is my recommendation. So your number one priority captain is De Bruyne. If you don't have De Bruyne, go for Gundogan captain. If you don't have Gundogan captain, go for maybe Diaz captain. If you don't have Diaz captain, maybe go for Cancelo. If you don't have Cancelo, maybe go for whoever else from the City out of, you know, like attacking players. Jesus, Sterling, maybe Foden. After that, after you've gone through all of your Man City players that have high ceilings, that's when you start looking at Kane, Son, Antonio. It's actually not a bad shout. Maybe go for Antonio as well. After that, I'm kind of not sure. But that covers loads of players. So, priority, guys, go for a Man City player in the order of KDB first choice, then Gundogan, then, you know, your Diaz or Cancelo, then Sterling, Jesus, Phil Foden. After that, Kane. After that, Son. After that, Antonio. Those are the players I'd be looking at. No one else, really. And ideally, go for a Man City player on the double game week. Ideally, the Man City players who are most likely to play twice. Anyway, guys, we're going to do quick fire. We're going to do quick fire questions now. So, get your questions in. Really short, concise questions that require one-word answers. So I'm going to do one-word answers to questions. We're going to do quick-fire questions all the way to deadline. You guys who have joined me for quick-fire questions before on deadline streams, you know exactly what's about to happen. But for those of you who don't, prepare to be amazed. We are going to answer so many questions all in a row. Right, let's go. 3, 2. Oh, and Thomas Sheen, the cocktail fanatic. I'm going to count, right? Count. Tell me how many questions I answer. This will be in about 5 minutes. So, right. Okay. Lloris or Martinez, go for Lloris. Target or Rudiger, go for Rudiger. Digne or Dallas, go for Digne. Triple captain KDB, probably not. DCL or Bamford, go for Bamford. Dallas or Calvert-Lewin, go for probably Dallas. Sofal or Digne, go for Sofal. Triple captain Gundogan or save the triple captain. I would save the triple captain. Will Salah start? Probably, but I'm not 100% sure. Lingardinho in? Yes. Start White or Digne? I'll probably start Ben White. Bench Digne or Sofal. Bench Digne. I flip a coin. Dyer or Holding on the bench. Bench Holding. Play Dyer. Rudiger or Dunk? Go for Dunk. No. Go for Rudiger, actually. Go for Rudiger. Concert or Watkins? Go for Watkins. Dallas or Rudiger? Go for Rudiger. Triple captain? Probably not. Aubameyang or Diaz captain? Go for Diaz. Digne or DCL? Go for Digne. Sterling take out and take in KDB? It's risky. I would probably not do that. Just stick with what you've got. But, you know, if you really fancy KDB, go for him. Mendy or Pope? Go for Mendy for sure this game week. Start Tarkowski or Digne? Go for Digne. Bamford or Salah to start? Start Bamford. Bale or Traore? Go for Bale. Ali in for Fernandes? Probably not. Just go for Son or Bale. DCL for Fernandes, DCL or Fernandes, probably DCL to be fair. Sofal or DCL, go for Sofal. Martinez or Forster, go for Martinez. Bale or Aubameyang, got Kane already. Go for Bale, I would say, to be fair. Play one of Rudiger, Dallas and Target. I would probably go for Rudiger. Martinez or Forster, again Martinez. Captain KDB or Gundo, I would go for KDB. Play Rafinha or Watkins, play Watkins out of those two. Bench Dallas or White, I would bench Dallas. Martinez or Leno, I would go for Leno. Triple Spurs attack, yes, good shout. Should I triple captain Cancelo? Yeah, yes. No, actually, no, don't do that. No, don't triple captain Cancelo. I don't think so. Battery says Bamford or Watkins, go for Watkins. Lookman or DCL, I would go for Lookman, to be honest. Play Target or Dallas, I would target Sofal or Dallas, I would play probably Target or Sofal out of those two. Antonio or Watkins, I would go for Antonio this game week. Rafinha or Watkins, go for Watkins. Bamford or Watkins, go for Watkins. Bale for Bruno, yes, you can do that. That's a good shout. Martinez or Areola, I would go for Martinez this game week. Kane or Vardy, I would go for Kane. Captain Gundogan or Diaz, I would prefer to Captain Gundogan. Captain Edison, or if you have Stones, Gundogan and him. Don't Captain Edison, don't Captain the goalkeeper. Start Bruno or Bamford. Start Bamford, probably. Cresswell or Dunk, go for Cresswell. Reece James or me, go for Reece James. DCL or Rudiger, play Rudiger for sure. Play Target or White, I would play Ben White probably, especially if you already have Martinez. Will Sterling play both? Probably not, but there's always a chance. Why no triple captain Cancelo? Because it's a defender, it's too risky. There's a chance he only plays one game. And yeah, it's just there's players with higher ceilings. I'm just not 100% convinced by this one. Trent Alexander-Arnold or Digne, I'll go for Trent Alexander-Arnold, to be fair, out of those two for this game week. Captain Cancelo, yeah, nothing wrong with a captain on Cancelo, but if you really do want to triple captain him, go for him, but I just would not be doing that personally. I'd wait for a better option. I think there'll be better options than that down the line. Sorry, that's not very quick fire of me, is it? Lookman or Fernandes, go for... I'll flip a coin for that one, that's too hard. Bruno to Lingard, yeah, sounds like a decent transfer. I would probably prefer to go for a Spurs midfielder, though. Dallas or Robertson, go for Robertson this week. Bring in Pepe, really, really risky. Shaw or Ben White, probably Ben White to be fair. Yeah, probably Ben White. Bench Sofal or Digne, bench... Flip a coin. KDB or Bruno, definitely KDB, 100%. Start Traore or Dallas. Start Traore, back to the attacker. Rafinha or Lingard, go for Lingard, I would say. Target or Digne, go for... Target, but just Rudiger or Lookman, go for Rudiger. Bench Dallas or White, bench. Bench Dallas. Start me or Shaw. I'd probably start Shaw. Bench one of DCL, Cresswell or Dallas. I would bench. There's too many people. Keane or Maguire on the bench. I would just play Keane and bench Maguire probably. Captain Diaz or Mahrez. If you fancy a real risk, go for Mahrez. If you want to play it safe, go for Diaz. Cancelo or Gundogan captain. I would prefer Gundogan. Sofal or Dallas. Go for Sofal. I feel like I've answered that already. Triple captain KDB. You can do, but I probably would not do that personally. DCL or Watkins. Play Watkins. Start Rafinha or Bamford. Probably start Rafinha based on form, wouldn't you really? Digne or Watkins. Go for Watkins. Foden for captain. Yeah, if you fancy a real risk, go for it. Start Dallas or Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I'd probably start Aaron Wan-Bissaka out of those two. KDB or Gundo captain. I would go for KDB if I had both. Start Sofal, Rafinha or Bamford. I would probably back Rafinha out of those three. You know, you back an attacker. Start Dallas or Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Probably Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Start... I don't know who that player is. Sofal or Dunk. Play Dunk probably. Bench Digne or Watkins. Bench Digne. Bale going to play? Probably. He's been playing pretty well. Digne or... Well, no, maybe he misses the odd game, maybe. Dunk or Pereira? Go for Dunk, probably. Oh, those Pereira's a good shout as well. Maybe go for... Yeah, oh wow, that's the deadline. Oh. Actually, that wasn't as fast from me as I usually am. I'm usually a little bit faster than that. We got a few questions in there, didn't we? We got a few answers in, hopefully. But there you go, guys. That is the deadline. That is the deadline. Hopefully, guys, you have got all of your transfers done. Your bench is in order. Your captain is on the right captain. Your transfers are all done. Your team is locked in. Well done, guys. Well done, guys. So, yeah, good luck to all of you. I don't think I'm going to stay on for too much longer because I am conscious that I'm being kind of loud and the room next door is a very sleepy nurse on night shifts. Bless her heart. So, I probably should not be on stream shouting. But very quickly, guys, let's look football. I counted a total of 85 answers. Quite impressive, in my opinion. It's not bad. I want to hit 100, really. I want to do 100 questions in 5 minutes. That's the goal. But thank you for counting. That's sick that you counted. Let's try again next week. We'll try and go for 100 question answered in 5 minutes. Let's see if we can do that. Yeah, quickly before I go, guys, I am very interested to hear who have you captained, guys. Who have you captain for this game week? And also, if you've triple captain, put in like brackets at the end after you've written down your captain name. Put in brackets if you've triple captained them as well, and we can just kind of see who everyone's going for. Basically, who are you all going for captain? Because I'm interested to know. Let's see what you got. In fact, hang on, let me are they rolling in? So, Gundogan, Cancelo, Diaz, Gundogan. Oh, a few good... Oh, it's going to be a big week for Gundogan captains by the looks of things. I think because everyone's got him anyway, he's just an easy player to just captain, which is part of the reason why I went for KDB, because I wanted a bit of a differential. But look at that, Gundogan going strong. He's going to be over 100% effective ownership, isn't he? For sure. Bale is an interesting one. Son, Kane... Lots of Gundogan. We've got Mahrez, interesting differential there. Nice. A couple of Diaz's. Yeah, we're all about Gundogan. We've got Raheem Sterling. Love it. KDB. Nice. Gundogan. Cancelo. Gundogan. Diaz. Triple captain Diaz. That's interesting. Cancelo. KDB. Diaz. Lingard. Wow, captaining Lingard. You know what? If someone told you that you were going to captain Lingard when Man City have a double game week and Lingard has a single game week, if someone told you that at the beginning of the season, you would tell them they're crazy. Yeah, we're all on Gundogan, aren't we, guys? I mean, other than me, well, a lot of people on Gundogan. And then we got a few sprinklings of KDB, Diaz. You know, it's strange because there's as many people on sort of Kane and Son as there are on like KDB, Diaz, Sterling, which is kind of surprising. Forster triple. I hope that's a joke. That's crazy. Oh, sorry guys, yawning. Madness. Triple captain on Raz. De Bruyne is in for a massive own goal. He won't play both, and you sacrifice Stone's clean sheet points. Well, Stone's only going to play one. So how can you say that, that De Bruyne is only going to play one, and when we're talking about Stones is definitely only playing one. We'll see. We'll see though. I want to take risks anyway, so that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm intentionally taking risks here. Right, there we go, guys. Right, I'm going to wrap the stream up, guys. Good luck to everyone this game week. I'm sure you're all going to absolutely smash it. You always do. So, good luck. Enjoy the football. Enjoy the double game week. May all of your arrows be green, and may all of your captains haul. I'll be keeping my fingers crossed for every single one of you guys. So, thank you for watching. Please do leave a like, subscribe before you leave. And once again, good luck for Gameweek 27. And I will see you on the next one. See you later, mates. Bye-bye.